Hey guys, what's cracking? What is crack-a-lacking? Somebody give me a 5 for 5 and we'll roll right on through if you know what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Just kidding. Somebody give me a 5 for 5 and we'll get going. Hey Ronnie, what's up? Hey Frank, Brian, Angel, what's up? Jammer, Leah, hey girl. Stephanie, good to see you guys. Good to see everybody. 5 for 5, sweet. Okay, guys. Yeah. So, let me say all the YouTube stuff real quick. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, click all. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, please, if you could share this out. That's one of the biggest ways you guys can help me out. Hey, Miss B, good to see you. Everybody else in there? Yeah, I gotta. Anyway, but yeah, guys, please share it out. My super chats are on. If you guys want to help me out there, that's great too. I do appreciate that when that happens. I do look to have membership set up by this coming Monday. I was waiting on a couple things, and those couple things have transpired already, so I'm good to go on it, so I can push forward. We're going to do that. We're going to have a lot of fun in there too. I got a lot of stuff that I really want to share with you guys. You know, it's going to be all about space weather, but I want it to be more of a family connection type of thing. And that way we get, you know, we already got that kind of a vibe here anyway. But we'll be able, it ain't going to, you know, we're going to be doing this eclipse here in April. And I'm going to try to have a remote location set up so I can stream it to you guys live. Because I'll be right in the path of totality for a lot of minutes. Okay. There's also going to be a comet, that's supposed to be visible during the eclipse, hanging out on the same side as the sun, and you'll be able to see it because the sun gets eclipsed. So, yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. All right, guys. So, but like again, guys, please share it out. You know, it's really the best way you guys can help. And again, the super chat stuff is there. And I'm going to quit saying that also because I'm just saying it here for the first couple weeks because I just now made that available. Hey, man, girl, what's up? Good to see everybody. Now, I'll say hi to everybody here in a few minutes. Hey, Ron, 4G, what's up? What is crack-a-lacking? Awesome. All right, guys, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. That's generous. Thank you so much. I mean, it really takes me aback how generous people can be, and it just really does. And again, guys, it's never, it's not ever a requirement. Nothing's ever going to be that way here. It never will be, I promise. So anyway, guys, so yeah, let me show you the eruptions. I'm gonna start showing you guys these in a little bit different order because I started off showing you guys graphs a lot of the time, and I think that's kind of boring. So I'm going to not do that. I'm going to show you guys the CMEs and stuff right here at the beginning, and I'll show you the graph, but I'm not going to concentrate just on showing you that kind of a thing. This is the stuff that people like to see because they understand it, right? So that's kind of what I'm doing here. So if you see this, guys, this is Soho, and I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll back off here. Here's the Earth, okay? You guys can see that. There's Soho. That satellite is 1 million miles closer to the sun than what we are. And it stays right out in front of us and it orbits around with us. So it's from our perspective, okay? It's as if you went outside and looked up. You know what I'm saying, guys? So that's what happens there. But yeah. Now, so they start calling these images from seeds. This isn't seeds. This website is, but the imaging is not seeds. The imaging is the LASCO C2 imaging suite on the Soho satellite observatory. I know if you wrap your brain around that, what that means is you have a set of imagers, cameras, on this satellite looking at the sun. And those images, seeds, this website here, they go and grab those images and post it. So understand that that's what that is, because you can get these same images over on ISWA too. Okay, if I scroll down here, right here. Okay, you're not going to get the difference image, the black and white, which is why I still use seeds. This ISWA one is actually a little bit more real time by about an hour or so. But yeah, but the more we can get real time data, the better I like to show it, because you know, it's a lot better to do it like that. Now, you know, most of the stuff that I show you guys, we don't have to jump out here right away. Okay, and I'm saying that for a reason, because I've made that mistake. Matter of fact, I made that mistake about 2 weeks ago. I used to make that mistake all the time. I didn't have enough patience. I didn't wait, right? So when that happens, you come out here and you start talking about things, and then oftentimes you'll get some stuff wrong. And I did. Matter of fact, I was talking about a halo eruption, and I wasn't sure if it was coming at us or going off the backside, but it looked like it was coming at us. So I actually said that, and I was wrong. And I came out here and I told you guys, next video, obviously I corrected myself, but I could have waited, right? You know, I guess in my defense, I had stuff going on all day long, and I wasn't going to be able to report on that till later on, and I wanted you guys to see it. That's the whole reason I did it at that time, but I still should have exercised a little bit more restraint there. That was a mistake on my part. And I try not to do that, but this is what I'm saying. Anything I'm going to show you, we got time, right? There's nothing like immediate bam, 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 right? If something is like that, I promise that's going to be the first thing out of my mouth. Okay, it's going to be probably a 2-second video. Hey guys, this is happening this quick. This is probably what's going to happen. Go initiate what you got set up. That's what I'm going to say to you. And might show you an image, and then I'm turning my stuff off and taking care of my family. So, and that's that. I say that for that reason. You know, it just isn't. It takes time for the stuff to get here from the sun. Okay, even the bigger eruptions, Carrington event. I think it was here in 12 hours. And, you know, everybody references from the Carrington event because it was a big event. You know, that's pretty much the event that they were able to discover that the CME and a flare are two separate things. Before that, they thought it was just one big thing. And people get it wrong a lot of the time, and it's okay. It's okay to get it wrong. It's just once you know it, you can't unknow it. You know what I mean? So when you know there's a difference between a flare and a CME, that changes the whole way you look at things. With space weather, anyway. So, anyway, I'm going to show you this one here, okay? This is the most latest imaging, okay? And again, this is a black occulter disc. It's there on the camera. It's a physical disc, all right? This is one of the weirdest, oddest looking difference imaging that I've seen. And why I say that, what this is designed to do, it's designed to detect the CME, right? And it outlines it, right? That's what these blue and red plus and minus signs are, right here. So you got one edge here and one edge here. I've not seen that thing crawl like that without that being a lot more defined, like the CME that's with it. Now, there is a CME there. And how do I know? Well, if you come over here, you can see a faint shadow. So it did pick it up. It just was really odd. So yeah. But let's go back to here. This is another big, large eruption. Okay? This was earlier on today. This was a big one. Alright? This is not a baby. This is not a gigantic whatever either. Okay? This is a large, significant CME. Notice the direction of it. You can almost tell that the majority of that's going to be going south of Earth, right? I mean, just looking at that, you can pretty much assume that. But I don't want to make the same mistake as I made a couple weeks ago when you see what we call a halo eruption. See how that's kind of hazy right there? And then obviously you got the bigger parts of that here. So this is called a halo eruption because you're seeing the energy show up on this image all the way around this occulter disc. Okay, now we don't know what's on the other side of that occulter disc. That's a physical disc. You can't see through it. Okay, Now, this is the surface of the sun, this white circle. The occulter disk is wider than that. Why is that? Well, it's trying to cover up the corona, the atmosphere of the sun. All right? So, why is it doing that? Well, because if the camera itself, the imager, it would get flooded with light. And then you wouldn't have anything at all to look at. It would be overexposed. It'd be nothing but a big white image. Okay? So how do we know what we're looking at here, right? How do we tell? Because we're only looking at this one satellite. Well, we used to be able to go to stereo A. And that was a quick way to do it. Stereo A is another satellite. Here's the Earth again. Stereo A was over here. Okay? On that side. Not quite sure why they're saying this is stereo B and this one out here is stereo A. They must be looking at it from the bottom up or something when they did this graph. Because stereo A, on all the other stuff that I show you guys, is on this side and stereo B was over here. But this satellite's no longer over here on the side. It's hanging out right here. Okay? So, we don't have that side view. And I kind of went over this in like 2 videos ago. But this here is stereo A. Right? So it's basically should give us similar imaging as LASCO C2 because it's really in the same position. And lo and behold, there it is. Right? That's that same eruption. So we're not really getting any value as far as direction goes there. We're not getting any further of knowing which way that's going just by looking at that. Right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to pause that and we're going to go over here to ISWA. And you can look at it here. Now, I left these up over here, okay? I'm going to leave this up for a while because I want this to really hammer home to people to understand what part of the solar cycle we're in. We are in solar maximum. We're heading right to it. We're getting ready to be at the max of the maximum, okay? Some people think it's coming this year. Some people think it's still going to wait till next year. A lot of different opinions. There is no set date of a sun cycle. It's roughly 11 years. Then you have a 22-year cycle. Then there's cycles in cycles and cycles inside those cycles. That if you really dug into the historic data, you will find a lot of patterns. And it has everything to do with what's going on here on the sun. So, yeah. And it repeats itself. These patterns repeat themselves because the stuff is being influenced by the same things. The conditions are the same. Okay? And I'm saying that for a reason. Because these bigger events are not unexpected. They're 100% expected. It's just you can't pinpoint it down to a day, a month, or sometimes not even a year of when these things are going to happen. Right? All we can do is theorize and give you the best, I guess, educated, if you want to use that word with my name in it. I don't know, be careful. But guess at it, right? And we got a really good idea of things, right? But there's still arguments in the community all over the place, to the point where people start yelling and screaming at each other, calling people names, and it just shouldn't be like that, right? It's not pushing anything that we're trying to do here, any way forward. So that's why I don't participate in those things. Because recently there's been 2 bigger YouTubers that got into it. Okay? And I'm not going to go into who that was, but I'm going to point that actually happened like this past week. And yeah, I don't see where the drama is any benefit to anybody. I just don't get it. But I will just leave it at that. So anyway, so how do we know, right? So you got, let me refresh this here for you guys. So you got this eruption. We know from Soho's point of view that it looks to be going south, but we don't know if it's going, because we have a halo. So some of it has the area, if it's coming at us, it should come at us, right? So if you got the halo part showing, it's either coming, at least part of it might be coming at us, or it's either going off the backside. So if we go over here to ISWA, like I said a minute ago, and I'm going to zoom in here real quick for you guys. This is the 211 angstrom, and this is on SDO. And I've shown you guys 1,000 times where SDO is at. I'm not sure I guess I can show it one more time here. Hold on. Because it doesn't take me but a second to show you guys. I need to just like clip out that video so I can show it to you just clicking a button. Anyway, this is the satellite from here. Okay, so I'm showing you that satellite. Here it is, right there. Okay, now notice how this has got a beam going straight over here to White Sands. That's where it's beaming its information back to. Okay, if you go over here, you can see it. And I'm not going to get into detail, but that's the sun. Here's its eye. Everything's moving, right? It's in what we call geosynchronistic orbit. It stays over the same part of our planet doing this figure 8 pattern. And it rotates with us around our axis at 15 degrees an hour. It always stays here. It's not going to move over here to the side. It stays here. Right? But it always keeps its eye on the sun, just like the eye of Lord of the Rings, right? So you can see where the Earth passes through, because it'll block out the during an eclipse part anyway. You'll see a partial eclipse here, and it actually, what happens is the Earth actually passes between the satellite and the sun. So I'm not going to waste more time on that. I've said that so many times lately. I feel like I'm oversaying that. So anyway, so you got the 211 angstrom, right? And this is a part of the light spectrum that we can't see with our eyes. Our eyes can see so little of the light spectrum. It's amazing to me what we can and can't do, you know? But it just is what it is. But yeah. Man, I'll tell you what, guys. Whew. Anyway, so what we're doing here, guys, is you can see that if we want to see the things blow off the back or blow off the front, then you can look at this. Okay, when you're looking at this, you can see the haze, right? And when you see this, you'll see it get disrupted. Okay, you guys seeing any of that? Right there. Okay. Oops. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to do that. So, let me show you that. Now, I'm trying to find it here, guys. I'm sorry. You guys okay over there to chat? Let me go look real quick. Hey, guys. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, FaZe. What's up? B. Miss Dragon, what's crack-a-lackin' and Kim Possible? What's up? Angel George. Hey, boy, good to see you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's see. Okay. Now. Oh, somebody in there giving me crap. It's okay, guys, really, honestly. I just don't even... It's all right. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Anyway, that stuff cracks me up. Oh, Lord. Anyway, so you got this going on, and what you're seeing here, what we're looking for is a disruption in the atmosphere. Okay? So when we're looking at this, see how that disrupted right there? We can't see any like big eruptions coming right off the front. That's the first thing we want to look for, right? And we can't see it. So what are we looking at here? There's nothing there. So nothing's coming at us. So if we keep looking, sometimes with the halo eruption, you will actually see part of it, but it'll look like just the atmosphere of the sun here will kind of ripple and kind of fade off, right? See that right there on the bottom? Okay, I know it might be hard to see. Right there, see that? So, but that is, oops, that's telling me that that went off the backside. So this halo eruption's going off the backside. We don't have anything to worry about with that thing. Now, we had another eruption here, but this here is an active sunspot too. I would be more concerned with this one over here because it's on this side. And let me explain why. But just for clarification, that halo eruption is going off the backside. Okay? So, with that being said, let me just move forward here. And let's go to... This is over here at spaceweather.com. And they can't... Oh, by the way, yeah, they canceled that geomagnetic storm watch we had for those CMEs that were going to give us the glancing blows. You know, the ones where they're like real close to each other? All three of those suckers barely missed. All three of them. I mean, you could see it hit. That's why I didn't really report on it, because there wasn't nothing to report other than the fact that they did hit, but it was just such a side glancing blow. And they hit like a day later. So you know what that means? That means that they were moving slower, and they were probably going just a little bit to the south, a little bit more than what they thought. Okay? So in other words, it was moving slower, so we still got the glancing blow from it. It's just it wasn't powerful enough to do anything. And also the BZ, which I talk about all the time, right here. We'll go back a day here. We'll go to the 3-day view, and I'll show you guys what the BZ was doing. Come on. There it goes. I think. Did it go? Yep, that's 3 days. See how it stayed in the positive? Okay, we want a -6 or more if we want to get the stuff to cycle in, right? Hey, Axe, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, give me a roll call in there, guys, would you? I'd like to know where you guys are from. Throw me a roll call in that chat. Okay, so as this is going through here, when these things hit and we're in a positive position on the BZ, it actually deflects the stuff. It really does. Magnetics forces it to be pushed away instead of drawn in. If you got opposite polarities, positive and negative, they'll draw into each other, right? So this thing does. It'll draw in at the poles. So with that being said, sorry. Like I said, it'll draw in at the poles, but if the polarity is different, okay, say the majority of the CME had the same polarity of our magnetic field at the time, right? The same magnetic position anyway. So you say, in other words, you had like positive and positive. So when it got here, instead of getting drawn in, it actually kind of deflected it around, okay? Some of it still got in, because not all of it's going to be like that. The power of the eruption itself can overcome those magnetics, okay? The magnetic properties of that stuff. But when you see this happen, this is why. Almost every time we expect the CME to hit and it doesn't do what we think it's going to do, typically this BZ is the issue. So if we'd have went to -6 and stayed there, I mean, can you imagine all those things? You know, it's just kind of crazy. But yeah. So with that being said, let me do this. So like I said a second ago, guys, we got this thing here, and then it, you know, I told you if we see it over here on this side, right? Why would that be any different than over on this side? Well, let me show you, because again, I think we should be watching this one more than the one on the other side until it gets to looking at us a little bit more straight on. Where was it at? Okay, yeah, right here. Okay, so what you're looking at here, guys, this is a diagram of our inner solar system, at least somewhat. Okay, so what we're looking at, this is the sun. The Earth is here, right? These are the interplanetary magnetic field lines I talk about all the time, right? And I told you guys that, hey, they kind of loop out. They spiral. That's why they call that model the in-little spiral. Hey, Hilly, what's up? Jennifer, what's up? Kim Possible's in the hizzy. Okay, So as this thing fires off, what's it going to do? If it fires off over here and misses Earth, right? Well, if it fires this direction, on this side of the sun, it has to cross over our connection. We connect on the sun. Our magnetic connection, main magnetic connection line to the sun, is over here, closer to the side. Okay? It's not over here. So if we get them blowing off this way, it's not crossing that line. If it blows off over here, it has to cross that line, and a lot of times it'll pick up all the protons, and they travel here on that line. That's when you get the radiation storms from that. Okay? That's why this is such a cool diagram. I know it kind of looks like all over the place, but all you really need to know, sun, earth, magnetic connection line here on this side. Okay? So when things fire off that direction, it has a better chance of affecting us. That's just what it is, guys. Okay? And that's, it's really about the only way I really can explain that. But I hope that helped. I showed you guys over there on the NASA CME model before. The CME tracker. Let me show you the CME tracker real quick. See right there? That's that CME. Okay? There was one that blew off over here. This line right here is our connection to the sun. So you see how this one kind of missed our line? If this thing had fired off this direction, it still would have missed Earth, but it would have had to cross that line. So that's why we pay attention to it more on this side, on that side of the sun. Okay? I get that question quite a bit, and it's a very legitimate question. Why when it fires on this side, it does this, and when it fires on the other, it does that. So, anyway. So, when we get here, this is what we got. Okay, this is NOAA. And here is the proton flux. This is the radiation storm that we look for, right? We were still in a radiation storm up to about 24 hours ago. And we're just barely out of the S1 range. And an S1 radiation storm isn't nothing. You would never even know it, okay? S2, we start talking about it a little bit more. S3, yeah, we're going to have a discussion. S4, yeah, we're going to talk about that one. So just know that. And S1, most people won't even mention it. I think it's newsworthy just to mention anyway and show you why. So we just dropped out of radiation storm level, and you can kind of see. If you guys remember a couple days ago when I showed you this, here around the poles, the protons flooded in, right? And it was all red and green and all kinds of stuff, right? So, we'll just leave it at that. But that's what happened there, guys. So, yeah. Now, let's, okay. So, that eruption is not coming at us. So, what do we got to look forward to here in the next couple days? Well, we got sunspots over here incoming. We're going to be watching this one. Okay, this one's going to rotate off in the next day or so. If it fires a CME over here, we may get another radiation storm, seeing how we're already kind of elevated anyway with the protons. Okay? Right here. Because when this all started, our proton flux was way down here, baseline. So when this all fired off, everything just rose. Okay? So anyway, that's what's happening with that. Where was I at? Right there. Okay. So I'm going to back this off. And again, guys, I want you guys to really look at this, because this is the part of the sun cycle that we're looking at. We're on the left right now. This was like 5 years ago. I think I got it back to 2020. Yeah, so 4 years ago. So this is the exact same imaging. Almost exactly 4 years ago. This is how the activity was. There were no sunspots at all, period. The sun was just dormant and quiet. And every once in a while, we would get a flare or a CME or something like that. Just, it's kind of crazy, but just is what it is. But yeah, so let's, yeah. So here is the most up-to-date sunspot. This is this right here will show you the polarity. And the polarity you got here is blue and red. It's what it shows up as. When those start to intermingle, that's when we get eruptions, right? But look back over here. There was no sunspots. So, and that's to be expected in that year. And that's why I tell you guys, the sun can do what it wants, when it wants, and how it wants to do it. And that's exactly what it does. We can still get flares. We can still get CMEs. A lot of times during solar minimum, like over here, you'll get filaments that release off. These dark shadows. Okay? There is no sunspot that has to be there for a filament. And if it gets destabilized enough, those filaments will snap and lift off. If that happens, that's plasma getting shot out. That's a CME. Okay? So, there's still space weather all the time. It's just it slows down as far as flaring and things like that during solar minimum. Or the years leading up to it and through it, you know? So, but yeah. There's really not a whole lot more to say, guys. If you guys got any questions, go ahead and fire them in there at me. Oh, we got some action in the chat there, do we? Oh, goodness. Oh. Going to Walmart, roll around on a scooter. Cemeteries, what's going on? Oh, yeah, it's all right. You know, guys, I get attacked all the time. I know, I'm sure you guys know that. You know, I mean, you know, usually the harder you try, the more you get attacked, I guess. I don't know. I get it. It is what it is. I don't let it bother me. I definitely don't want to let it bother the mods either or anybody else. So, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I just wish. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to make my way through the world just like you guys too, you know? The best I can. Doing okay, bud. I really am. I'm doing all right. I've had some pretty rough stuff going on in my life the past couple months. And that's something you guys don't get to hear me say a whole lot because I don't like to. I don't like to say it here on. Just don't have, I don't have a whole lot of people to share my stuff with that I need to talk about. And I don't know. It's kind of, sometimes I guess you just kind of feel alone, But that's just what it is. I'll be good. I will be good. But I appreciate all you guys here. Yeah, I really do. I appreciate you. And thanks to anybody that came over from Marf, guys. I got a pretty good boost of subscribers after that. So after I did the show over there with Marf and Dex. But yeah, guys, you can't make everybody happy anyway. I mean, you just can't. And I just don't understand people sometimes. I'm human too, guys. And when people say things about me and stuff like that, it doesn't feel the best. I'll tell you that. And, I guess maybe I'm a wimp. I don't know. I try not to be. Sometimes I even get emotional over it. It really does. It bothers me sometimes. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that out here, but I don't care. That's just real. That's real for you right there. I got my skin's gotten a lot thicker after being on the internet for 5 years now. But as time goes on, it doesn't mean that stuff it still stings when you get slapped. Okay? I'll just put it to you that way. Yeah. And I'm just trying to do what I can. I got a family just like everybody else. I got to take care of my family too. It's just, yeah. But that's just what it is. We're not going to end it on a down note though. I love all you guys. I really, truly do. And thank you guys for hanging with me as long as you guys have. You know, most of you guys have been here since the beginning. And, you know, I got a lot of good friends too. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Yeah. I'm going to have to shut this off. I'm going to end up getting a little bit emotional. So, anyway, guys, love all you guys. Hope you guys are doing good in there. If I've made mistakes or offended people or whatever, I try not to. I don't know. I just try to do my best. So, anyway, guys, God bless. Yahusha saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.